Hey everyone. So first I wanted to say thanks to all the new people that have liked my page. That's awesome. Hopefully you find some value in it. Um, Secondly, I wanted to do a little bit of a background story as to when I found out about the law of attraction and kind of what led me to where looking for something else and finding the community that I'm a part of and then bringing it back full circle to re-understanding the law of attraction and putting it into practice. And then a quote that I read today that was a total mindfuck and is going to be changing the way that I think, especially with the law of attraction. So, and then I'll wrap it up with hopefully giving some tips that will help you guys if you're looking into something more in the law of attraction. So, about 10 years ago, I was introduced to The Secret, and when I first saw it, I actually thought it was a bunch of hokey pokey kind of bullshit. I didn't really believe in that energy, everything's made up of energy, and that you could just put a thought out there and that it would form for you. So I didn't really think much of it. I watched the video and then got carried on with my life. I moved out of my hometown and went to university, and so my mind was kind of focused on that. And a couple years later, about 2 to 3 years later, I was living with my girlfriend and we didn't have cable. So I had the movie The Secret. So we started watching it like day in, day out because that was all we had. And I was enjoying it. There was lots of really good parts. I still didn't really understand the whole effects of the law of attraction. I just thought that if I wrote it on a vision board, that it was going to come true. It did help me to have, to think a lot more positive. But what ended up happening was one of the girls that I was hanging out with on a day-to-day basis, like every day, she got in a car accident, and I was spending the night at her house that night, and the ambulance actually called me to tell me about the accident, because she didn't have a good relationship with her parents at the time. So I went up to the hospital, and they had said she just had a broken arm. And then when I got to the hospital, they were packaging her up to airvac her to Vancouver, and they were going to check her out more thoroughly. So that was kind of what the impression was that I had. So me and another girlfriend, we decided we were going to drive down to Vancouver and go see her in the hospital, make sure everything was okay. And when we got there, she was actually in ICU, put into a coma, and she was going to be going on major surgeries. She had broken vertebrae. They figured she'd never be able to walk, etc. So we were there for about a week, barely sleeping, just hoping that she was going to make it. She actually died on the operating table at one point. They brought her back to life. And a week later, they were able to wake her out of the coma. It felt like I'd been there for a year with my girlfriend. We were at the hospital 24/7. We didn't leave. It felt like, yeah, it was horrible. And when my girlfriend came out of the coma, she didn't even remember the accident. She didn't remember anything. She just, she thought that everything was normal, but what we saw was something way different, mentally, physically, emotionally. What we were seeing was way different. Anyways, my point of that story is, when I saw this happen to my girlfriend, it really fucked me up. Especially because I was so involved in The Secret and so involved in Our Thoughts Become Things, that I didn't understand how that could happen to somebody. How could somebody think? What was she thinking to make this happen to her? So I started getting paranoid of my thoughts. I was freaking out. If I had one bad thought, I was freaking out that something was going to happen, because I didn't fully understand what the law of attraction was. So I had to steer away from it for years, because I was so scared. Like, I was literally scared of my own thoughts. It was really fucked. Anyway, so years, like 5-6 years later, doing good again. I've moved, living in Alberta now, working tons, met my boyfriend, and we've had our son. I've gone back to work. Everything's good, but internally something was not right with me. Everything was where it should be. Everything was fine. I was having no issues in my relationships. My son was awesome. I have really good family and friends, really good support system. So there was like no reason why I shouldn't be feeling just good about life, but I wasn't. Something inside me was just dark. I don't know really how else to explain it. So my boyfriend and our son went camping, and I had to work. I was on call that weekend, and I randomly thought, I'm going to watch The Secret. So I put it on Netflix, watched The Secret, and this time I took notes. This time I was at a different headspace. I was like, how can this work for my life? What do I need to do to make this work for me? Blah, blah, blah. Literally the Sunday after, so that was the Friday that I watched it. Saturday, I went over to a girlfriend's. Sunday, I saw an ad on Facebook, and it was super positive. It'd been one of my girlfriends from back home writing about whatever she was doing and traveling and doing all this shit, and she said something about more info, so I messaged her, and she said, so what's got you interested in an online business? And I said, I'm not interested in an online business. I'm interested in the course that you're taking that is making you so positive. That's what I'm interested in. And she goes, well, the business that I'm in, the first part of it is self-development. You've got to work on yourself, or you're always going to be in the exact same spot. If you're unhappy, you're just going to take yourself wherever you go. So I was like, okay, well, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. Get me into this. I don't want an online business, but if it means that self-development's coming my way, then that's what I'll do. So I didn't sign up for a business. I signed up for support within myself and to be around people that believe in this kind of stuff and that know that it's true. So anyways, that led me to my business, which has been fucking unreal, and like, I'm loving it. The stuff that I've learned is awesome. Now today, I was reading a book. If you don't read, you should, because you learn a lot. If you don't like reading, listen to an Audible. Just a suggestion, but you can read a lot of good shit. Anyway, so I was reading a book, and the quote was, we receive what we feel we deserve. I'll say it again. We receive what we feel we deserve. Holy fuck, that sent me for a mind fuck, especially with the law of attraction. And like, I've been doing hypnotherapy and stuff because I've had fucked up some things happen in my life before. So I'm trying to release this, whatever energy I have in my soul. So now this got me thinking. So we can read The Magic or watch The Secret and not fully understand what the law of attraction is. But if you take that quote, we receive what we feel we would deserve, and you look around at areas in your life and say your relationship is struggling, how do you feel? What do you feel you deserve to have out of a relationship? So if you feel like you're unworthy, or that you get disrespected, or whatever it is, that you're a walking doormat and everybody just takes you for granted, if you feel that, that's what you're going to get. And I may have heard this before, but today it just stuck with me, because if you're practicing the law of attraction and you're wanting all these things and you're putting it out there with the intention that you want it, but you don't actually feel like you deserve those things, you're not going to get it. You're going to be wasting paper, writing out your goals, writing out your daily gratitude list, and not feeling anything and just hoping that the universe is going to give it to you. And a lot of the things that I have done with the law of attraction is just that. I was just expecting it, right? I wasn't actually feeling that I deserved those things. So my suggestion is, if you are inclined to learn more about the law of attraction and you want to start practicing it, really, hey, Harlan, really dive deep within yourself. Feel, go through all the areas, whether it's work, whether it's home life, relationship, money. Go through each area and ask yourself, what do you feel you deserve? So if for work, say you want a raise, do you feel that what you put in is worth that raise? Are you really worth $30, $40, $50, $60 an hour? And if the answer is no, then you need to change that. That's the first step. The second step is watch The Secret. First, work on yourself, though. I wish I had known that first, because you got to work on yourself first. So first, figure those things out. What do you feel you deserve? Secondly, watch The Secret. It's on Netflix. Thirdly, read The Magic. After you have those three things, watch and see what the fuck happens. I'm so happy that I read that quote today, because I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, going through my life and seeing what I feel I deserve in every area, and then go from there. So hopefully this helps some people, and you can catch the replay or were able to watch the whole thing. Like, comment, whatever. Cheers. See you later.